Yes, sir, baby, on the Radar Radio. Yo, special guest in the building. My guy, Stalley's in the building.
Peace.
Peace.
How you doing?
Welcome to the show, man.
Thank you for having me.
It's an honor to have you, man.
Nah, it's an honor to be here, man. I love what you guys doing.
Oh, thank you, bro. You know, it's crazy because, like, you and I were talking about how, I went to St. John's, and you came to St. John's a year before I actually went there to perform.
Yep.
And it was crazy because in that period of time, I had also seen like Rocky Fresh on tour, right? So I had like, I was a fan of you guys back then, right? So this is a full circle moment for me because I also interviewed Rocky during the pandemic too on Zoom.
Fire.
And like Casey Veggies and shit like
Fire.
that. So even you being here, like, you know what I'm saying? It brings back a certain sense of nostalgia for me. And I love to see that you're in this place where we have this new project coming out too, man.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying?
man. This
so
is
this
amazing.
is more of an honor for me.
Nah,
Like, I'm really so happy that you're here right now, for real, bro.
It.
How you been?
I've been great. I've been excellent, actually. You know what I mean? Just living life, enjoying life, spending time with the family, and making incredible music.
Word.
What more can I ask for?
In the sense of enjoying life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like when, back then, if I go back to that time that I was just talking about, right? You were so busy, right?
Yes.
You were all over the place. You were everywhere, touring, doing all this, doing that. Obviously, now I feel like when I see you on the gram, right, or I see you with the family, or I see more of a comfortable Stalley.
Yeah.
I see more of a relaxed Stalley. I see more of like a Stalley who's found himself.
Yes. You are accurate, and I'm glad that you get it. I'm glad that you notice. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
I definitely see it.
No, seriously, that's big because that's what I try to tell people. A lot of people will ask, like, "Yo, where you been at? Where, what you been up to? Blah blah blah." But it's like I try to explain, like, for so many years, I spent so much time on the grind. I was just telling somebody earlier, like, there was a time where I was doing 4 or 5 shows a week for like 3-4 years straight. You know what I'm saying? So it's like no time to myself, no time to really, enjoy the things that I had. I've had new places, new cars. I wasn't driving them. I wasn't sleeping in the house. I wasn't, being able to spend that quality time I wanted to with my family, with my children, things like that. So now I get the opportunity and the privilege, of that hard work paying off, so I can do those things more, but I can still create and be the artist that I want to be. You know what I mean?
Because you spend so much time on the grind, you forget to live.
Exactly. You really do. You really get to, and you forget to appreciate, the things that you grinding for. You know what I mean? And the people you grinding for. So it's a full, like you said, it's a full circle moment for me too, to be able to kind of see everybody wants to see the benefits of their labor. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's where I'm at right now.
Right. I'm in the phase that you were in back then, where I'm like doing like 6-7 interviews a day. So like, I'm not gonna lie, I look forward to this time of my life when I'm like, when the show is like running this, I don't know, maybe I got like 5 other Gabes doing all this shit for me, and I'm just like enjoying like what we created. I'm just like chilling. You know what I'm saying? Me and Rob, we driving our like Bugattis on the side of the road together, whatever we doing, like I'm looking forward to that. But I think like, it's having these 2 eras of like life is important. I think like, you know what I'm saying? You did the grind era, but also at the same time, like you, like, damn, yeah, I was doing all this, I didn't get to enjoy this. But I also feel like at the same time, you probably wouldn't change a lot of that too, because you wouldn't be where you are now if it weren't for that too.
Definitely, you know what I mean? Like I definitely appreciate it, and sometimes you even miss that, you know what I mean? Because that's what you were used to, or that's what you feel like got you a certain place, or got you to this comfort, this comfort level. But and then sometimes you don't miss it because you like, I actually love this comfort level, you know what I mean? But we do it for that. I think that sometimes a lot of people, especially artists or just individuals like yourself who are creatives and do what you do, it's like we get caught and lost in the grind so much that we forget, like you said, to live. You know what I mean? And I think it's so important to live and to appreciate the things, and to because there's some times where a lot of those moments that you were talking about from before are a blur. And I hate that. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm like, man, I really wish I would have sat and appreciated that moment. Or somebody would be like, yo, remember you did X, Y, and Z? Like we was talking about the show. I'm like, I forgot all about that until you mentioned it.
Yeah.
But that was an incredible thing to do and to be a part of. You know what I mean? With 2 other artists that are on a high level now, like that I got to actually grow with myself. So things like that is just, you appreciate it.
Right. I'm sure there's like moments when you're at home chilling and it's like quiet, and like you got like momentary, like a couple hours where you're just chilling, you're like, you get the itch again every now and then. Like you get the itch, like damn, I could go tour, I could be doing shows right now, I could be like back on the, but you know what I'm saying? But I'm sure you also scratch that itch sometimes. Like you go out do shows and shit like that. You get to still touch people, but like on your own time now, not on like, you know.
Yeah, it's not, nothing feels pressured or forced or something like I have to do it. You know, the only thing that I would say that I have to do is to, you know, give my fans what they deserve. And sometimes they deserve that tour. Sometimes they deserve that show. You know what I mean? Right. And I enjoy that. I enjoy being able to touch, feel, build with them. You know what I mean? Because it's like family. We like really having a good time at my shows. You know what I mean? We're kicking it. We enjoying each other. And so I love that. And definitely there is times where I'm sitting around or I'm even recording and I'm like, man, I'm hyped. I can't wait till this project is done so I can set up a tour or I can get, you know, do a couple dates or whatever and see the fans, see their reaction, hear them, you know, rap the words back to me.
Yeah. So with this new album, right? Because when we're recording this, it's not out yet. Right? It comes out in a few days when we're recording this.
Okay.
But Somebody Up There Loves Me.
Yes.
First of all, beautiful name for a project.
Thank you.
Right? Kind of feels like kind of what we mentioned at the beginning of this interview, where it's like an album about growth.
Yep.
About realization.
Yep.
Going into this project, what were some of like when you were conceptualizing it, like what were some of the things that you were going through that kind of led to this project having this type of tone to it, at least through the title and through the cover, like and leading into the body itself?
Yeah, it was a lot of reflection. It was a lot of, like you said, just growing, growing through, you know, being a man. Like I said, just having the opportunity to be able to actually sit and think and to come up with a conceptual project that I felt like gives a piece of me on a mental and a spiritual side to my fans so they can be up to date on what I got. You know what I mean? Like I got records on there like called King of the Ocean where I'm kind of just spilling out my heart. I'm kind of talking about them moments when you get to be in front of the crowd and you get to, you know, actually not control, but you get to kind of like play a hand in their experience with you and their experience of hearing your music. Then I got records like Stalley, you know, Where You Been At? You know what I mean? Because a lot of people are like, where's Stalley been? Or what he been up to? So it's just a lot of, just answering a lot of questions that I see, you know, on social media or that I might, you know, bump into fans and stuff in the streets, you know what I mean? So it's part of that. And then Somebody Up There Loves Me is kind of self-explanatory. It's like, man, I've been here for over 10 years. I've been making a living, taking care of my family, taking care of myself off of what I love to do, and that's music. So I know I'm being guided by somebody up there. Somebody up there gotta love me.
Right,
you know
somebody
what I mean?
love me, yeah.
But I know a lot of people down here love me too. You know what I mean? I know my fans love me because they here supporting me and they understand me. So when I do get those moments of silence or I get those moments when I tuck away and be a hermit a little bit, when I come back, they know that I'm coming back for them, you know what I'm saying? And I'm coming back with something to say.
I like that. So, okay, so kind of going, you mentioned a couple of the, what is your favorite song off this project? Like, which song means the most to you? Because you mentioned one already.
Yeah.
But which song means the most to you?
Man, that's a good question. I would say.
You look at the track list?
Nah, I'm thinking off the top. I love Fresh Linen. I love King of the Ocean. King of the Ocean for what I just said, you know, it's kind of just like me, you know, connecting with the fans and kind of like letting them kind of, we controlling each other and we controlling our own spiritual connection, so to say, you know, with each other. And then Fresh Linen is just kind of like you cycling through life, you cycling through the good, the bad. You kind of like, it's like clear space, clear mind. You know what I mean? When you wake up and you in a clean room, you make your bed up, you starting your day off right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like that's kind of like we cycle through life in the same way.
I like that. Do you feel like as you become, I want to say more reclusive, but as you become more to yourself and more to just, you know, being and enjoying this life, right? How do you feel like, because like when I think of people like yourself who do that, right? I think about like how that changes because with the industry, right? Because you know people be like, oh, like the industry is fake, this and that. Right. Do you feel like you saw some of that when you kind of became more to yourself and more kind of doing what you want to do and living your life? Do you feel like you kept the same connections with people that you had back then now? If that makes sense?
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. And for the most part, I would say yes. You know what I mean? I definitely would say that it's been the same through and throughout. I would say that I gained more appreciation being able to sit back and kind of, I appreciate any aspect of my career, or all aspects of my career. You know what I mean? It only gets better. It only grows, you know, because through experience, through preparation, through knowledge, you only get smarter, you only get wiser, you know how to deal with things better. You know how to deal with even your emotions, because sometimes a lot of things aren't personal. We take a lot of things personal. That's why people be, fuck the industry, fuck they snakes, blah, 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 because we take and I was one of those, you know what I mean? I was somebody who be like, well, I should be this way, or I should have this, or I should do this, but you got to work. You know what I mean? And that's why I chose to even be independent, because I want everything to fall on me. I want everything to sit on my lap. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But it's always going to work, because I'm always going to work towards making it work.
Right, like
you
that,
know?
like it's like the grind that we was just talking about. Like
yeah.
even if it takes like a little bit, like you still gonna make sure that you grinding for what you want.
Exactly.
At the end of the day.
You know what I mean? And I'm gonna make sure that I get what I want and I deserve. You know what I'm saying? So it's no, you know, I don't want to feel like there's someone to blame for anything that for anything that I feel like I didn't get, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all on me.
Right. I think what you said, something that you said in there is like very important. Like you said, people take things like very personal. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. Definitely.
Like people, and you know, we're all at fault for it. You know what I'm saying? Like even you mentioned, like probably like around the time you went independent, there are certain things that you might have taken personal. You know what I'm saying? There are things that I've taken personal in my career with this show, or just my, you know, my career in general. But like at the end of the day, it's like not everything is personal. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You don't always have to look at things as personal. Even when I talk to like other artists who might be in the same position as you, you know what I'm saying? They might express certain things that they went through that they're like, oh, well, I feel like I should have done this, or I feel like I should have been here, or I feel like I should have gotten this award, or this and that. But like at the same time, like they just took those things way too personal when, you know what I'm saying? It didn't, not, some things I feel like you can take personal. Like there's definitely some things that you could take personal, but then like I feel like a lot of the things that we take personal as human beings, it's never that serious.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Not everything, but like most things.
But most things, and like you said, there is some things that you can take personal, or you can take as motivation. You know what I mean? Like you said, if I didn't get a reward, or if I didn't get a pat on the back or acknowledgement for something, it's just like, all right, I'm gonna make you see me. I'm gonna make you reward me, or whatever it is that you seek. You know, that validation that you seek. And sometimes that's good motivation, because it makes you work harder. Coming from a background of even playing sports or whatever, you always got to work for something. You know what I'm saying? If the coach pulls you out of the game for doing something like a bad play or something, then when you get back in there, you're gonna know, I can't do that no more. Or I'm gonna show him that. Even if you feel like you did something right, you be like, I'm gonna do the same thing, and I'm gonna show him it could work. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like seeing is believing.
Yeah, like if you're a closing pitcher and you keep letting runs up at the end of the game, it's like they're gonna take you out.
Yeah,
you're gonna get taken out. You're gonna get benched.
You can't take that personal.
You can't take that personal.
Exactly.
You just gotta work to get back where you're not giving up runs. You know what I'm saying? You get those strikeouts and shit. That's what my producer does to me. Whenever I take things personal, with the headphones on, he'll be like, bro, you gotta stop taking shit personal. He's like, and then I snap out of it. I'm like, I bet I'm just gonna outwork everybody else and not take it personal and make them see it.
Yeah, that's really it. That's really it. And that's I guess that's my daily motivation if I ever feel like I'm falling short on something. You know what I'm saying?
Don't take shit personal.
Yeah, don't take it personal. And it's hard. Trust me, it's hard. Oh, shit.
Trust me,
it's hard for me. You know what I'm saying? Because, again, like Erykah Badu said, we artists, we sensitive about our shit. You know what I'm saying? And you want the world to hear it. You want the world to appreciate it. You want the world to get it. You know what I mean? But I never take it personal if somebody doesn't you know, like my music or whatever, because it's not for everybody. We know that. Art is subjective. Music is subjective. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be for some people. It's not going to be for some people. But it's just give me an honest and open ear, though, because you might find something that you really enjoy.
Right. And I always tell people, like, you got to listen to shit more than once before you can really judge it. Because sometimes people just listen to something one time and they're like, nah, this is trash. And it's like, but like, how can you really, it's like when they, like, I always bring this example up because I feel like it's the most relevant example of this year. Is like when people listen to like the Drake album that was mostly like house music and things like that. It's like people listen to it once, they're like, oh, this is trash because he's not rapping. But it's like, if you're not in certain environments, you're not listening to it multiple times, you're not gonna understand the music. You know what I'm saying? Like if you sit in, if the album came out, right, and you sitting on a beach in like Aruba,
Yeah,
and you playing the album, you like, this shit
This is
slap.
fire, yeah,
But
yeah.
if you in New York on a day like this and the album drop, you're like, man, this shit garbage. Like, why am I listening to it?
Right,
But
right.
like, art is subjective. It depends where you are, what state of mind you're in. You know what I'm saying? Someone might like this new album you put out now because they're in the same space as you.
Exactly.
But someone might not like it right away. But that doesn't mean they won't like it a year or two from now when they're in that space and they're like, oh, I see
I
what
get
Stalley
it.
was trying to say back then, and now it's resonating with me.
Yeah,
now.
and it's shit. It might even take them 5 years. They might have to grow up.
Yeah.
You know, they might have to go through things. You know what I'm saying? They might be in college. They might be in high school. They might not even know what that is. But then 5 years, they graduate high school, graduate college, and they like, hold up. I'm seeing these things. This makes a lot of sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I've done that before. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of artists that I didn't get at first or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it happens.
It happens. So what's next for you after this? So the project comes out December 6th.
Yes.
If you're watching this and it's out, go check that out.
Please.
So what's next for you after this? Tour? Like, what do you kind of
Yeah,
work
so
on?
I'm trying to set up some tour dates for the top of the year. So because the project is, you know, it's around the holidays, which I'm, you know, so make sure y'all get them stocking stuffers for everybody. But so yeah, so top of the year, I'm looking to get out on the road, tour this project, and then of course more music dropping.
Nice.
I got some merch dropping. Yeah, a lot of good things on the way, you know what I mean? Just creating content too, trying to be, you know, give people more of a peek into everything we've been talking about, you know, not hiding myself from, you know, from the world and kind of just letting them in a little bit more on what I got going on. So I look forward to doing that as well, because that's something new to me.
Word, man. Well, I'm excited for that. You know what I'm
Thank you.
saying? Congrats on this new album.
Thank you.
It's been great having you here. Great having like this real conversation with you.
Thank you.
We're gonna have you rap today too, which I'm excited about. Before we get out of here, anything else you want to let the people know where they can follow you at, all that good stuff? This camera right here.
This camera. Oh, follow me on every platform at Stalley. That's Stalley. Make sure y'all like, subscribe to my YouTube. I'm like a YouTuber. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's Stalley Vid. What else? Somebody Up There Loves Me. Out right now. If it's not out right now, December 6th, it will be out. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all tap in and hit me up on the gram. Let me know how y'all feeling about it. You already know. And make some TikToks to it. Do some dances. I don't know.
There you go. Well, make sure you go follow him. Go subscribe to the YouTube. Go run up that new album.
Yes.
Love is free. Support is free. But y'all already knew that. But that album definitely isn't free. But you're going to stream it anyway. Till next time, the one, the only Stalley in the building. My God.
Thank you.
It's on the radar,
Appreciate
baby. Boom.